What is up, you guys? What is up, you guys? If y'all can hear me good, let me know. Make sure. Otherwise, I'll turn this stuff around. Because that phone is broke. But one of my one of you guys asked me a question, and it really had me thinking, because another friend of mine I used to work with, actually we used to work at Walmart, he was asking me about coming to work in the oil field. I'm in my early 40s, almost mid 40s actually. And if you count the, yeah, I'm in my mid 40s now. So the question was, how old is too old to start out in the oil field? If you have your CDL, there's not really a limit outside of what you can physically do. Man, I'm probably turn this camera around so I can see you guys and I can see the comments and stuff coming up. But if y'all good with it, we'll keep on rolling. And also make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe. And thank y'all for tuning in for the video. But anyway, today's title of the video is how many 40-year-old green hats in the oil field. Most of the people that are in their 40s that I see, they usually came over from somewhere else. They were already doing frac somewhere else. They were already doing wireline somewhere else. They were already doing flowback somewhere else. They were already doing water transfer somewhere else, and they just moved over or went laterally with a step up in pay or something like that. So as far as how old a person can be, really it really just depends on that person. Now that younger guy stuff, man, that's on y'all, bro. Y'all can chase that younger guy stuff if you want to. But I would say go for what you already know, and then build on there. If you can get your CDL, even if you don't want to drive trucks, I say go ahead and do it, because it's going to pay off anyway, whether it pays off now or it pays off later. I talked to two of my nephews about doing it. One said he's starting his in December, or maybe it's this month. And I told him, like, hey, if y'all want to drive this truck, y'all come drive this truck. We'll drive this sucker all over law. I fill this sucker up with diesel and everything. I've had a good run, man. I was 34. Well, 33. I was 33 when I first started in the oil field, but you can call it 34. So I've been doing it for a good 10 years or so. Shout out to Sam I Am. What's up, bro? Shout out to you. How often do you go home, and where is home located? Mississippi, man. Ain't no place like it except for these mosquitoes. Damn. Except for these mosquitoes. Other than that, you know, and this is the perfect time to be out here, and I'll show you guys what I'm working on. I don't mind showing anybody, because the only people rocking with me are the people that rock with me. You know, I'm happy you do. Thank you do. Shout out to Fluid Levels. That's another guy who's been making oil field content for a long time. I'm proud of that guy. Proud of Bakken Brothers. That's another YouTube channel. Proud of Mike's Mischief. I wish Tanker Monkey still made videos, but either way, it's all good, bro. I'm happy to know that he's doing good and he's living life and enjoying it. Shout out to all the guys on Blue 16. Yeah, we the best. Y'all know it. And when I come back from where I'm going, I'm probably gonna be calling Doty. Just got here. You headed back to the not at the current minute. I'm currently on vacation in the oil field. Constellation Pegasus, how often do you go home, and where is your home located? Mississippi, and you'll go home as often as your rotation usually is. For me, after doing rotation work, I can't go back to regular life. I can't do it. That's the only thing about the oil field, is when you get into that kind of stuff, that kind of stuff, you know, you enjoy 10 consecutive days off, and you can still make over 100, over 120 easy. Let's see, 100 by the end of August. September, October, November, December. So I would have had 4 more months of working. I don't think I'm ever going back, but Sam I Am says, I don't think I'm ever going back, but I appreciate you for introducing me to the oil field years back. Sam I Am, bro. Yeah. Were you near Watford City? That might have been somebody else I was talking to that was out near Watford City. But Sam, something may pop off this coming up election, and they may say, hey, go out there and get it. Iran is acting funny. Got stuff going on over there with Israel. I don't know, bro. BSJ says, I'll be there in March. You won't be the only one. I might be back before then. Because that was a part of me. I didn't want to take the vacation now. I kind of had planned that I was going to take it in November and then come back the first of the year. Because for me, I want to be back as far as working in North Dakota. You don't get no break from these things, man. And Constellation Pegasus, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate that. If you got any questions, ask away. I would go home every other month because we did 20 on and 10 off. So I would work a few of my off days up there and take my off days up there, then I would take off days down here. Or if I was really grinding, I would, you know, try to work 5 days of 2 off days in a row. So an extra 5 days a month for 2 months, which would have been 25 days, then 25 days with 5 days off. And then on the 3rd month, which would be the 3rd rotation, take fly home then. That way It also gives me plenty of time to plan flights and get the cheapest flights, all that kind of stuff. The cheapest flights if you go in North Dakota is it depends. It can be out of Williston, but more than likely it's gonna be as far as the cheapest flights, it's gonna be Minot and Bismarck. Bismarck takes you straight to Dallas. Williston goes Williston, Minneapolis, or Denver. Then it's Denver to Dallas, depending on where you're going, if you head back down here. So for me, the flights were kind of an inconvenience in a way, because it was always Williston, Denver, Dallas, or Houston, Jackson, Mississippi. Or Williston, Minneapolis, Atlanta, Jackson, Mississippi. That's just the way it is from that airport. Delta goes one way, United goes the other way. I don't know if there's anybody else out of that airport, but I know for a fact that get lost. I may have to go get some off. Lost my train of thought. Yeah, Williston goes those two ways, United and Delta. Minot goes Minot, Minneapolis, and so on. So it really depends on the person. The good thing about Minot is you could catch your flight, and let's say, depending on the person, depending on how you like to fly, I like to, with my 10 days off, I would rest that first day, that first 24 hours on day shift. Get off work that morning. Get off work that night, sleep throughout that day, and either get that later flight that following day, or plan the day after that. And that's how I would book my flights. That way, it was a lot easier to know that, okay, I'm going to be coming back with one day. I'd advise anybody to do that, because when you do that, you give yourself an extra day in case something happens. Flights get canceled up there. Welcome to North Dakota, wintertime. It happens, bro. You get the Denver flight canceled. Storms coming across Houston in the springtime, all kinds of stuff. And let me get back to these comments for a second. Truth time. When Biden elected, I cannot see what that says. When Biden got elected, did the oil field get better or worse? That's hard to say, bro, because you got to factor in COVID. You got to factor that in today. You got to factor in the whole year of 2020. Everybody do. It's just like when somebody asked me, how's the oil field going? Is it steady? It's been steady the whole time. It really depends on what part of it you're in. You know, it's like fluid levels. The guy with the YouTube channel, man, he ain't got to worry about no up and down oil field, because he's doing service. He's in the, I guess you would put him in the service work. Yeah, I think lease operating will be in the service part of it, because the wells and stuff's already done, and he's just going around monitoring stuff, making sure that everything is working the way it's supposed to be. So I hope that answers that. When Biden got elected, did the oil field get better or worse? I want to tell all of you guys something about the oil field. And I want all of you to know this. If you ever hear something about anybody saying that the United States of America is running out of oil, they're lying. Period. Don't let nobody tell you that lie. Don't believe it. We good. We good. like all of my lifetime, and then 100 years after I'm gone. We good, bro. We good. We good. Let me get back to it. Sam I am says, nah, I never met you in person. Just watched your videos for years. I worked in Oklahoma, 2018 and 2018 through 2020. I think I'm out the trucking game, but I might buy another truck in the future for emergency hurricane jobs. All the hurricane work you want is going on over there in Florida and Tennessee and North Carolina. All you want. So for any of you guys that want to do some trucking, drive, make some quick what do you call it, 1099 money, go ahead with it. What's up, brother? And I did give shouts out to Constellation Pegasus, Sam I Am, BSJ, Irving Fournier, Irving Fournier, oil will explode next year. I'm kind of thinking that too. I've been watching the market, looking at a few things, and I've been thinking the exact same thing. And actually hoping, because I'll be honest with you, I'm down money. I'm down money bad. Like y'all have no idea. And I'm not saying that in a nice way. I'm saying that in a, I don't even want to say the figures kind of way. Finishing supercar. Did the Oilfield get worse on the Biden? Let's see. If you count the 2 years, I went back for a year and a half. I was trucking. COVID stuff started coming back to normal around late 2021, going into 2022, and the market kind of started to settle back to what it was before. All the trucks jumped off in the trucking industry. But still, with all those trucks off in the trucking industry from COVID, and those people went bought equipment, people went got mortgages on their houses and all kinds of stuff to buy semi trucks and box trucks and all this kind of stuff. And quite a few people did it, and they never drove a truck. They didn't have a CDL. They heard it was a good idea. They started listening to people on YouTube tell them that they ought to go buy trucks. They're gonna make all this kind of money. And I'll be honest, I jumped out there myself in 2020. And for me, I jumped out there because we got laid off the first time. I should have never went back after we got laid off. That's my mistake. I went back after we got laid off to have the company close doors the second time. So I probably could have got unemployment again, but there was nowhere that I could travel at the time. And I was looking at things. I bought that truck in late August, so I was kind of, I ain't gonna say I was kind of, I was on track to go for it once I bought that truck. When I bought that truck, it was a wrap. It was time to go. As far as and BSJ, I'm kind of hoping the oil field will explode next year, because all I wanted to do was just take some time off. I got some off in the house. It's all good. I don't want to go back to the house, and I'm recording it live. I don't have no bug spray out here, I don't think. I don't want to have to go back over there to the house and come all the way back out here. But mosquitoes been whooping. Hey, you know what I'm talking about. So what question you guys got? If you can't physically do it, if you're applying for something and you see that it says must be, if it's gonna have you take a a PT test or a pre-employment or physical, yeah, you need to be able to get through that and not be about to pass out. I went through one, and there was another guy who was ahead of me, and we weren't going through it at the same time, but he was finished. I was going behind him. He was finishing out. I was going behind him, and you know, we were getting through the stuff, and you know, I'm sitting in the chair waiting on the dude to get through, and you know, you got to pick up 10 pounds, pick it up to your chest, walk with it 25 feet or 30 feet or something like that, and then walk back. Or you had to pick it up, walk 20, 35 feet, put it down, pick it back up, and then they would add 10 pounds each time. So you had to walk with it, walk back, and then they would add more weight, walk with it, walk back. It was some stuff where you had to step up on these steps. The first step was like a normal step. You had to step up there 10 times with each leg. Next one was 2 steps up, and you had to step 2 steps up each time with each leg. You know, that kind of stuff. Kev, man, you know I'm in Mississippi, bro. You can look at this grass. You see this heavy mosquito-infested bushy stuff right here? That's Mississippi all day. Do you guys realize I can look at pictures and tell what something is? Like, I've looked at pictures on internet. Man, I picked out where people have lived at just by looking at the grass and the trees and stuff in the background, man. Because I'm telling you, what you see behind me on this screen, the only place you see this in North Dakota is in some low-lying areas where water has set, or around residential areas. Other than that, when you get outside of that, it's just a little house on the prairie as far as you can see. Jesus M. Shout out to you. Shout out to Kevin Redmond. What's up, Kevin Redmond? Hadn't hollered at you in a minute, man. What's up? And all the rest of you guys checking out my live. Thank y'all. Appreciate that. I made a live the other day. And then trying to think of the guy's name that asked me about he asked me this question that I'm answering, that the title of the video is named, and he really got me to thinking. There's some stuff that somebody who's in their 40s can jump off in the oil field too, like that water transfer. But like I said, if you got a CDL, you know, you can just drive anywhere. Then if you want to get out the truck, you're already experienced in what to do, what to expect as far as driving wise, and then you're really just getting in shape to the work you're going to be doing. For me, getting out of the truck was one of the best things I ever did. I thought about that when I came home and I started doing stuff and working out here and clearing this field off. I cleared this field off myself with a walk behind bush hog. And man, it was still in the 90 degrees. And I would sweat. It started raining, go in the house, take a bath, come back out here, sweat, work, sweat. It started raining, go back in the house, take another bath, come back out here, do it again. Dude, that was like three baths in one day. But it's hot and humid down here like that, though. I dare you to come over here. I dare you. I dare you. I would shoot you from right here, but I don't think that BB gun will reach. But I think they learned their lesson. The last 2 I shot, I think they figured it out. Come on over here. Come on over here. But hell yeah. DSJ says, you think hot oiling is a good route? Hell yeah, I'd go do hot oiling myself. I ain't doubting that. I'll go do hot oiling in a minute. All you doing is heating up water. That's it. You just heating the water up. Sit in the truck, heat the water up, go to the next job. Some jobs may be longer than others. And then on those long jobs where you're going in the winter time, you may be heating water up. That truck may be there for some days. That truck may be there for some weeks. So it'll be a lot of sitting. So make sure you got Netflix or something. Keep track of your tickets. Make sure you're writing down your hours, stuff like that. Any other stuff like that. If you're going to work in the oil field away from home, I'd advise you guys to itemize your taxes. Also, if your company has an app that'll let you turn your taxes on and turn your taxes back off when you first start working there, file exempt for the first 3 months, then put your taxes on to what you're going to put them on to for the rest of the time you're working there. Just make sure it's going to be somewhere you're going to be there for enough time for your taxes to equal out. Otherwise you're going to have to pay something back. Irving Fournier, I'm in the oil field as we speak. Yo, bro, you in north, south, east, or west? Irving Fournier. I see that last name and it makes me think of career or pioneer, but it's Fournier. Irving Fournier. In the oil field as we speak, finishing the supercar. Let's see. Hey, Constellation Pegasus, man, you already sent the offer when you sent the super chat. Appreciate that. It's equivalent of probably $300 in the whole year. I don't make no money off no YouTube. And Kevin Redmond, if you got any, Kevin Redmond, I might have asked you this before. Did you go to Job Corps in Gulfport? I think his name was Keith. The Gulfport that got hit by Hurricane Katrina. That one. Devil Walk. Shout out to you. Shout out to G's Up M, Kevin Redmond, Constellation Pegasus, Sam I Am, and Devil Walking. I love what you do, man. Appreciate that. I've been making YouTube videos as long as I keep getting positive feedback, because it definitely ain't for the money. So if you guys got any more questions, now's the time to get them out. Get on 43. Here he is. Now we need Get on 43. We need Henry Bob Swelkers, Easton Van. I'm trying to think who else. DPG, Ghost Town Bullies. I'm trying to think who else who be popping into my lives from time to time. I don't remember the woman name from the other day, but shout out to all y'all, man. We're just talking about how old is too old for the oil field. Matter of fact, Irving Fournier, what people do you see your age around what you're doing? Okay, dude, ask the questions. Right? Questions away. As long as I can deal with these mosquitoes, we're gonna be out here. What certs do you need to join the industry? None really, because your company is going to pay for them. So if you go to work for Halliburton is going to put you through their training, through their certification orientation process. You're going to go through all of that, do all your stuff online, get your HAZWOPER, your if you're going to North Dakota, don't quote me on this, one basin. I don't know if one basin is still a thing. I still got my one basin card, and I haven't scanned the QR code to see if they're still doing that. Hess, when you go onto a Hess site, you have to do, Hess has an app now. You have to do their stuff on an app as far as getting on to the well site location. I think Marathon is like that. I think Continental is like that too. They used to be, they didn't require you to take their own independent safety class, but now they require everybody to take their on-site safety class, which is it's like you could do it on your phone or laptop or something, but it's like a little what they call a gate check or well site entry something. But so you think hot oiler or water transfer for a new guy? Absolutely. If you got your CDL Class B, hot oiler, if they don't require experience before you go do it. And water transfer is nothing. You're just making sure that you're keeping the supply of water to the customer. So the customer might be Halliburton or next tier, or the customer might be Hess. Either way, they're paying for the company that you work for to supply water to a rig, to a job, to an ongoing job. And somewhere up in there, whether you're a truck driver, whether you're a ground hand or whatever you want to call a water transfer guy, you're running out lines to hook up hose that's running 3 miles or something like that. It might not be that far, to a Poseidon tank or to some frac tanks or to a manifold that's going to one of 2 places or 1 place. Make sure that water doesn't freeze, which that's going to be the hot oiler guy who's going to make sure that the water is up to temperature. Water transfer, make sure that the water is flowing through it, and if the water is starting to freeze, that the water needs to be heated more on this end to melt that ice, because as that water is in that pipe or it's in that polyurethane roll, which it comes like in a big roll, and then they take the skid steer or a loader or tractor, and they pick them up off the back of the hotshot truck, and then they drive forward with it, or they may drive it backwards, pulling it behind it, and it'll lay the roll out of polyurethane pipe. It's like a gigantic water hose coming out the back of your house. Imagine that, but if it's laid down, it's probably like this thick, probably like that thick, but it opens up to an 8-inch. It opens up to the equivalent of an 8-inch pipe, but it's flexible. So if you ever seen that infomercial on TV about flex pipe, you know, it expands, you know, when you turn the water on, it's kind of like that. Keep playing with me. Hold on a second, let me get caught up to you guys' comments. But yeah, water transfer and hot oiler. I'd go do hot oiler myself because I already got experience operating pumps and experience with chemicals, pumping chemicals, all different kinds of stuff. I ain't gonna lie, I got some questions. Yes, what service do you need? Most companies are gonna supply you with that stuff. You may get with a smaller company that may require you to get it and then they pay you back later. But you don't really have to go do that. Like if you just got extra money to spend and you know you're going in this direction, like if you ain't got your some kind of well control, but they got different well control classes. Like they got some for floor hand, they got some for derrick hand, they got some for drillers, they got some for operators, they got some for different stuff like that. And if you're in North Dakota, Train ND has those classes up there in that area. They also have a CDL class, but I think their CDL class is overpriced, personally. Williston, North Dakota CDL class is around 7,000 and some change. I think 75, 90, something like that. So that's overpriced, but to each his own, bro. You gotta make work what you gotta make work. But if you can go to your local junior college that has a program, and usually every state has one somewhere, and do it that way, that'll be the most financially efficient way. You said you're brand new to the oil field. Could I just show up? I'd say apply before you just show up. With some steel. Could I just show up with some steel toe boots and they'll let me work? No, those days ain't like that no more. Now in 2014, you could have done that. You could have went up there, said, "Hey, I'm interested in working. Let me fill out an application," and you could have been working like that. But no, ain't nobody doing that. You said Hess Marathon. Hess is a oil and gas company. Marathon is an oil and gas company. Do I need a driver's license? People take you seriously with the driver's license. Without a driver's license, not so much, but I'm not saying that you can't. It's just so they can't even depend on you to be able to drive a pickup truck. We having an honest conversation here now. So you got to look at it from that point of view. But I know people that have lost their license and they did something else in the oil time, did something else in the meantime in the oil field until they got their license back. But they were already working in the oil field though. Dustin Dodge, what's up, man? Shout out to you. Do they require clean shave for water transfer? Do they require clean shaving for water transfer? That depends on the customer. For example, I think Hess, you have to be clean shaven. I don't think you have to be clean shaven for, wait, hold on. Let me back up. It depends on what you're doing. If they're drilling, I'm pretty sure you have to be clean shaven because drilling is extracting pipe out into the atmosphere. So any H2S or hazardous gases that may come out, you may have to mask up. So yes and no. It really depends on the customer, and it depends on what you're doing on pad location, and it also depends on your company's safety policies. Those are the three things it depends on: the customer, the job being done, and your own company's I forget what they call it, but it's like your own company's work safety programs and stuff. So Glock Twins, appreciate that. Get on 43. Thank you, man. Dustin Dodge. I know when I used to work at Patriot. Patriot's no longer in business. You'll see videos with them on my YouTube channel, and I got more videos on a hard drive and pictures and stuff from when I worked there. I had to be clean shaven when we did Hess. When we went to Continental, we didn't have to be clean shaven. But yeah, clean shaven for Hess, I think. But didn't have to be clean shaven for Continental. But like I said, it depends on what you're doing in the oil field, and it depends on whether you're upstream, downstream, the job going on, the customer, and your company's safety procedures. And Glock Twins, appreciate that. To all you guys, please hit that like, subscribe, share out the live to anybody else that you could think of that has any questions. I'm working my way down the comments, so give me a minute. What city in North Dakota should I go to? Where the closest to your company's, the closest to civilization and your company's shop. If it's Wofford City, I'm not a fan of Wofford City. That's just me. I like Williston because I've already spent time there in Williston. I like Minot. Minot has the best options when you get past middle North Dakota going west. Minot's your best option within 300 or 400 miles until you get to back over the 29 side on the east side where you got Fargo, Devil's Lake, Bismarck is further down and 3 hours away from Williston. Majority of the oil field is in that Williams County, McKenzie County, Dunn. There's another county, but I don't remember it. But Wofford City, Newtown, Killdeer. Killdeer is really a great place to be when it comes to working up there. It's not anything in Killdeer. They do have the Pike restaurant, which I will say their food is pretty good. It is really surprising. There's a taco place over by the liquor store where the trailer park is. They got a Dairy Queen in the, I think it's Cinex or United Agronomy, the gas station right there, or the main truck stop. They got a hotel. I think they got 2 hotels right there, and I've stayed at all of them except the one nobody ever stays at. I've stayed at all the other hotels in Killdeer. But Killdeer has, hills that they refer to as the Killdeer Mountains, but Killdeer ain't bad. Like, when you get off in where the hills and stuff at, Killdeer is pretty nice. Wintertime, we having a different conversation. He said, yeah, get the driver's license first. Get the driver's license first. Maxed out transport. Man, this dude done showed up here on the live, man. Nice. 9370. 9370. Shout out to Maxed Out Transport. You guys check him out. He's also a vlogger. He does trucking. He does hopper bottom. He does everything with that truck that makes money. Do they got any man camps in North Dakota? Yeah, they got. I only know of really 2 or 3. There's one man camp in Williston on 2 going west. There's a man camp called the I think it's Civeo, Civeo. Somewhere on my YouTube channel there's a video what it looks like on the inside. It's another man camp somewhere else. Uh, no, this is a 1988 Freightliner FLC. I would show it to you, but y'all, I'm running this off of the Wi-Fi, and any further closer to that truck, other than when I had the other phone. The other phone has a better antenna, so with this phone, I can't get that close to the truck. If I'd have known this, I would have got the truck closer to the house, but it's a good little distance between where we at to where the house is. 9370. You mean the 9300, which I think is the same thing, the 9370 and the 9300 International. It was the 9900 before the 9900, the 94, and the 92s were, you know what I'm talking about. And thank you guys for hitting that like button, man. I appreciate that. All the help that I can get on this YouTube journey, and anything that you guys can possibly think of that y'all want an answer to, y'all have a question for, or you need some insight on that I've got, you let me know. Because actually this truck I was actually, man, since the light done went down, hold on a minute. And as y'all can see, Star Buildings and Carports. And I got my little notes and stuff like that when I was talking to the guy. That's kind of what I'm looking at out here. And I'm actually looking kind of like out of this one. That one, the commercial building. Or not that one. I think it was this one and one other one that had two bay doors to it. So that's kind of what I was looking at. And yes, the shopper newspaper is still a newspaper, but it's called something else. Cello. Yeah, Cello or something like that. That's what it's called. But this is what I'm working on. And the guy gave me a price where I was like, whoa, wait a minute. Y'all gonna build that, or I can have them do everything. That includes the concrete slab and assemble it. Price that he said, and it was big enough to put this and a blue truck in it. I'm like, hell yeah. and you get to pick your color. I've been thinking about this right here for a good little minute. I think they do. It don't, the shopper, which is called I think it's called the cello or something like that. Maybe look at one of the last job posts like that I did. That was I think it had the different name on it then. But if you're really looking for more oil and gas opportunities in that area, go to Jobs ND. It is the North Dakota employment website. You know, like your unemployment office or your employment office wherever you're at. They probably have one in your county's largest town or city. Jobs ND or North Dakota Workforce. Jobs ND. There should be a link on my homepage on my YouTube channel, and you should see it up there. And actually, since you asked me about the man camps, North Dakota man camps. The Target, it shows the Target Logistics, the Neighbors Man Camp in Ross. That's not there anymore. I know that's not there. Yeah, that's long gone. But the Target Logistics in Williston, that's open 20. And now Texas has more man camps. Hands down, Texas has more man camps. But that one in Killdeer, I do not get that. I have service all over in the middle of nowhere in North Dakota. And then I come back to the house. Yeah, CVO Killdeer Lodge. I stayed there plenty times. I got an Instagram, but dude, I hadn't been on that Instagram in probably 2 years. I think I also have a TikTok. Haven't been on TikTok in 2 years. There might be 3 or 4 videos that I uploaded to it. You know, trying to keep track of YouTube, Facebook. That's about as far as I can go, because that's what I've gotten the most response from has been YouTube is number 1. Facebook is just better as far as, you know, having to message somebody. YouTube is limited to what you can do with comments, but Facebook and Messenger, you know, you can go further than that. I don't give out my phone number to people. I just don't. want to let y'all see the truck. But I got a feeling if I move this phone, that Wi-Fi is gonna die off. It's the same thing, JPTV 3000. You go to my homepage, you'll see the link on there. And to everybody that showed up today, thank you. Devil Walking, Maxed Out Transport, Glock Twins, Get On 436, Dustin Dodge. Dustin Dodge. That sounds like a Mississippi name. I said Get On 436, BSJ. When I see that, it makes me think of BJ, this guy I used to work with. And makes me think of Baker Hughes for some reason. My bad. BJ Energy Services. That's what that makes me think of when I see BSJ. Kevin Redmond, Constellation Pegasus, Sam I Am, Irvin Neer, Carl Anderson. I think I said everybody. Damn. Boy, these mosquitoes something else. Shout out to Carl Anderson too, and shout out to Constellation Pegasus. But guys, it's the oil field season. It's the oil field season. Is the oil field season. Not really, because it's just not really. Like some stuff may slow down in the wintertime, but it's just because they have solid winters up there, man. Now the construction stuff is seasonal. Now if you want to get into the companies that do the road work and stuff, they make around 50 to 60,000 a year, and they stop in November. They stop November, December, January, February. I think they come back in March. Cause I was thinking about that, cause I know a guy, and he's actually in some videos on my YouTube channel named Jeff. And Jeff's been doing it for about 3-4 years now, I think. And he said he's gonna take a break after this year. But I was thinking about what he does, because he works for 10 months out of the year, and then he takes the other 4 off. Which is, hey, I mean, but I made an extra 40 in that 10 months. With 20 on and 10 off. So it's something to think about. It's something to think about. Get On 43. Which company? Which company? What are you asking me about? I think the company is CHS. Uh, damn, man. What do you guys is in North Dakota? When you go past the Holiday gas station, on your right, and you're going west, what's that place at the next light on the right, on that corner? That place does road work, seasonal stuff. Um, they do seasonal work. Strata is a company that does road work. They're seasonal. Knife River is a company that does road work. They're seasonal. Knife River, I think Red River has work year round, but they also do seasonal road stuff. There's a lot of owner operators at the Patriot truck stop in Keene. I mean, my bad, not Keene. The place in between Wofford City and Williston. Shit, just look it up. Place in between Wofford City and Williston. Alexander. I think that's where that truck stop is. It ain't Honor Guard. Black Shirt Oilfield Services. That's another company. But Patriot Fuels. If you ever go there during the summertime, you'll see a bunch of owner operators. They haul dirt in the summertime when it's road building season. So any of those companies, Northern Energy Services is a pipeline company. They also hire truck drivers, and they do pipelines all over the northern area, all over North Dakota. They do work all over Alaska. I know a guy, he's over there, and he's been in Alaska ever since, and he's been pretty quiet, so he's got to be doing good and making some money, because he's just being quiet, stacking his money up. So I know he's doing good. Quail Tools, that's another company for you. They may be looking for a roustabout position, but it may just be called a yard guy or something. The seasonal stuff was the construction stuff. You'll see I'll look it up real quick, since we already out here. We already talking about it. So give me just a second to find this. North Dakota seasonal construction. Don't mess with anything that says talent something. If it says talent anything, ignore it. I'm trying to yeah, Knife River. Knife, like a knife, like river. And that's not really helping me out as far as my search. North Dakota road construction jobs. because I know CHS is one, Knife River. I think I was looking for the name of this other company, but I don't see it. And it's not coming up, and these mosquitoes are just getting worse. So I'm gonna check you guys' comments, and then I'm gonna get the heck up out of here. The one you just said about making 40, 60 years, CHS, it's either CHS or something like that, because I got to talk to Jeff about it, because I was seriously thinking about that, because it's pretty much, it's light work. You know, he does, you know, signal people, tell traffic when to go, you know, they call it flagging. It's like that, but he works directly for the company versus going through a temp agency. Yeah, because trucking is the easiest door open. That CDL opens more doors. You haul equipment to location, that CDL work. If you're hauling drilling rigs around, they have to disassemble it and haul it around, so it gets taken apart, gets put on trucks, and then it gets hauled off to the next location. Walking rigs are going from one well to another well to another well on the same pad. But then even those, after they finish with that, that stuff has to be hauled off. Wireline, somebody has to drive that commercial vehicle from well site to well site. Anything else is going to be a hot shot guy, but most of it is going to be, you know, large size equipment that either requires a CDL number one or class B. I think a workover rig itself, I think it has air brakes on it, but it doesn't have a trailer. But it has air brakes, so that is class A. Yeah, Strata, Knife River, Black Shirt. Yeah, Northern Energy Services. Damn. Golly. Uh, hold on a minute.
Pardon me, ma'am. Daniel Palmer, San Antonio, Texas.